All right, what's up, guys? Market has not been the best. Haven't taken any trades in like 3 days. But I wanted to get some high level practice in. So maybe I'll upload this, maybe I don't. I don't know. Just how well I can explain this. Good trade, a break even trade. It's just a practice back testing, but this is pretty good quality, and it was a 1 to 3.14. So pretty good trade with normal stop loss too. So all right. First off, this day was January 18th, 2023, and that day specifically had red folder news, PPI. Um, had a lot of red folder news. So right here, this is market open, and where would this be? I don't know. We had market open right here at 8:30, and this was the 7:30 news candle. So we can see that if this was the data high low, that already got swept out. So that's just there. But we can see that this candle is like so much different than all the others, and it's within the same time span as 7:30, 7:33. So this right here, I'm putting as a data low point. We have low resistance liquidity stacked up right here, and I want to see if we get confirmation these data wicks get traded too, because they like are a higher probability, especially on 4 red folder news days. So going into it on the daily time frame, just start from above. We're in a bullish kind of model, kind of buying model, but without any pullbacks. So maybe we'll be looking for a pullback here, our first pullback, because it's just been buying up. On the 4 hour, we can see that we did come down in the session though. On the 4 hour, I saw this. What is this? A continuation here. This bullish inspection, but I knew that was also a drawn liquidity lower because there's a 4 hour gap inside of this. So a 4 hour internal low. But we are continuing to move up before market opens, and then we have one on the 1 hour chart. I could see that this 1 hour for value gap was holding. We had previous day low here, and then that big 4 hour low. I can see that this 1 hour was holding through the London Asian session, and then we had previous day high. On ES, I want to point out that ES did not hit previous day high by the time we're like taking this trade and stuff. 30 minute. 8:30. So previous day high was not taken out when this previous day high was. So this is, to me, is making a bearish SMT. But we also have to get a liquidity sweep from above. So going into that, we can see that we don't have nothing on the daily. So we got to go into the 4 hour. We got to scroll all the way back. We got this random 4 hour, or it's like the 4 hour bearish for value gap, and also it was a 1 hour high. So I drew that out. I drew out some other things on the 1 hour. If we go, here's that 1 hour high. So some big liquidity pools over here, maybe rejection coming off of this 1 hour high. And that's what we got over there. So as the market opened up right here, we just kind of chopped around for the first bit. We kind of chopped around for the first bit, really doing nothing, kind of just bouncing off of this 5 minute bullish for value gap, and then eventually we did get buys out of it, and we went to that 1 hour high that I marked out. So if we were going to come down, I needed to see obviously the sweep of liquidity first to happen. Probably could have been a trade right here, just a respection trade, but I'll maybe take it up to that, but there was no guarantee that it was going to go there and come back from there. Maybe we could have just came down because we had already taken out data highs. So since we already had taken out data highs, and this is previous day high here, so we already took our previous day high. I didn't know that we were going to go to that 1 hour. But when we did have that 1 hour, there was probably a better inversion. I should have probably took this one here, but I was on the 1 minute. because I was just watching the 1 minute go by. Yeah, man, I'm not even gonna lie. Maybe this one. Maybe could have wrote it down more. Who knows? But they all worked, because I was all the way on the 1 minute. And I was just, spamming through here, and I was like, okay, cool, this 1 hour high got hit. Let's see if I see an inversion. Could have entered here and got even crazier trade. But like I was kind of saying, it's like, since we hit a 1 hour high, I don't want to just be taking the trade off of the first 1 minute I see, especially when not extra confirmation. So I did wait for a 1 minute pullback into a bearish fair value gap to get sells out of. If it was on the 5 minute and we hit this high time frame and then we invert this here, maybe this displacement is like kind of crazy. So you would have had to wait for a pullback. But let's say the displacement was normal, like this candle just closed below this 5 minute right, like, the candle went down just a bit, like right there where I'm lined up. I would have been like, cool, great displacement. We're inverting a 5 minute. I'm entering, because a 5 minute is more time frame alignment to the 1 hour than the 1 minute is. But since I was on the 1 minute just going because this is practice, I went down. I waited for this. I saw this huge 1 minute, great build up into it. Perfect sells out. I waited, and then we get in right here. This one, the beginning of this one, I guess it would have been. And perfect break even point. And then, of course, we have that data low wick is what I was targeting. But then we can see that eventually previous day low got taken out. So we did have that successful 1 hour bearish SMT from previous day low, previous day high. So that just shows that we need to be marking out the daily time frame. If one of the indexes has taken out previous day high and the other one hasn't, maybe that's a sign of a bearish SMT. If market opens up and then the other one just catches up, okay, then you can just take that off. They've both hit previous day high now. So we need to be looking at all of our time frames to make sure we're having good daily bias. I was bullish, but then also coming in and then coming into the 1 minute as well, working your way all the way down from a top down. I was marking in data wicks that happened at a specific time. And so there was a whole narrative, there was a whole story. You see this wick is pretty prominent right here. It's a 1 minute prominent low. And it's inside this gap too. So it's like, this is a good break-even point. There's kind of a story at this break-even point. Maybe we can see that we've been coming down and going back up. So maybe we could come down to this point and then go back up. We don't know what the market's going to do, but we're entering off of what it is telling us and what it is showing us, and we can only just kind of stack our probability from there. Took it to this data low point, and yeah, it was like, it doesn't snap on. It was like 57.75 points, and just to go up a bit, I just put it at 55 point target. So wherever that is, right there. And just to solidify everything. Of course, it would have been the same in the same minute, but I like to cut them a little bit early. Too many things I've seen of bouncing before, but this is a really good example. We're using every time frame. We're using both indexes. We're hitting a higher time frame. We're waiting. We're not just jumping into the trade because we think it's just going to run and keep running without us, and it's going to run all day and we could have made all this money. No. We just got to be patient. We've got to watch it. We've got to realize what it's telling us, realize what it's doing, and not forcing. Not saying, oh, because of this. Yeah. We have to be, got to be waiting. And also, took the trade at what? 9:32. Market opens at 8:30. That was a whole hour and 2 minutes later. Look at this. I'm waiting a whole hour and 2 minutes. I waited the whole hour and 2 minutes, I was here watching every candle form, boom, boom, boom. Like, we've done this. Like, and then finally, I'm waiting for an execution. I get on this execution at 9:32. It's done at 9:43. 11 minutes, it's done. And in 11 minutes, if I were to put $1 down, I would have got $3.20 back or whatever. Like that is, I think that math's wrong, but it's crazy. So we just got to be smart. We got to be patient. We got to let the setup come to us. We got to be taking the most obvious thing, but the most obvious thing correctly. Not, oh, of course it's going to run up there and then it's going to trade back down. Like, no. We already hit something up there. That's why we should be trading back down. That's how we got to think about it. But yeah, video hasn't been one. Thank y'all very much. Love y'all. God bless. Stay praying. Good night.